Alright guys, I know this is different from what I usually do, but I think I should do something different every once in a while. See if something works. We're gonna be playing a Undertale fan game today, and once I'm done with the fan game, I'm gonna be rating it on a tier list. I'll be rating it on two things: the difficulty of the game and the complexity of the attacks and overall mechanics of the game. Attacks, I guess. Now I've been trying to figure out how I would rate this. Would I rate each individual boss or the whole game as a whole? So what I have decided to do is I'll rate each individual boss, and then once I'm done with the final boss, I'll rate the whole game as a whole too, on its own tier list. And farther ado, let's get on with the video already. Alright. Start with him. I have played this before, not in a long time though. I'm playing the old version because I can do whatever the hell I want, that's why. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alright. I really should have skipped it. It's been a while. Still sounds good. I don't know if they will first try this one. Those feel big. Let's say that. Man, I forgot how good this original soundtrack sound like. Well, so far it hasn't been that bad. Yeah, I'm not here. We're not here to talk here for that. Tight layer. I might just say it. If you know, you know. Something's
Well, that's gonna be it for the first phase, so we're just gonna. Yeah, I'm sorry, bud, but we're not gonna do your second phase today here. So we're just gonna, like. Yeah. I'm sorry, bud. Anyway. Yeah, time to shut you up. Anyway, that's gonna be it for that part. Now, I'm gonna rate the game. Now, I feel like it kind of sucked. Honestly, it sucked ass. Very, very old. But they could have done more with it. I get it was like the first phase of the fight, and you don't want to get too hard with it, but still. It just felt like the original fight, but like with a new coat of paint. Honestly, it was easier in the first original Undertale Sans. And it wasn't all that creative. They pretty much, a lot of them were just the same attacks. Or if it wasn't that, it was just variations of the same attack from the original game. So it wasn't very creative either. Yeah, it wasn't very good. It's a, it's a F tier. It was not good, not at all. Well, it's my opinion though. You can give, you can always give your opinion, always. Anyway, that's going to be video. I hoped you enjoyed it. Something new I tried. We'll see how it does. And like always, have a nice day.